Good evening, all. Thank you for joining us. We'll get started very quickly. Okay, if anything happens, your Zoom for any chat or any reason, we are on Facebook as well. Okay. All right, on my own tonight with Heather, who's behind the scenes. We'll answer any questions. Again, we always ask, please hold the questions towards the end. Hopefully, we'll answer everything within this presentation. And before I get started, again, unbeknownst to time, like, we don't know where we're going with this. No one not really knows. A lot of this information, is subject to change based on what happens. So we're doing everything we can. We're giving as many options as we can. Plan A, plan B, plan C. So we're doing everything that we can to facilitate over the next couple of months. So let's get cracking. So first of all, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your support, your continued support, your communication, being open with us about, obviously, if anyone's, been in and around any affected cases. We're acting as quick as we can. I think we've done a pretty good job compared to what we've heard from other organizations. And thank you for your feedback as well as parents, just, giving us that kind of extra bit of motivation, just letting us know that we are doing a good job, because it is very stressful, as you all know, in your own lives. So again, thank you, and please continue to support us. Just going to go through very quickly, hopefully 15, 20 minutes, and then straight into Q&A. So the winter options and then the lockdown scenarios. And I'd like to thank Sam DeRay for his beautiful pictures he's been sending us over the last couple of months this fall. He's got some really, really good ones over the last few weeks. Okay, so dive straight in. Post-fall. This is something actually we've been wanting to do for years, but just due to park districts and permits and lights, we've never been able to do it. This year they have been greatly, accommodating, and also we have the private facility in Hope. So November 15th is the official end of fall season. So we'll do 1 week after November 16th and 17th. It'll be just 1 day, 1 hour session. You'll either be Monday or Tuesday, which should be in your league apps already. And then that weekend we'll also be doing our pods for an hour. So you get to 2 hours there. Then usually we take that week off going before Thanksgiving. We're going to take the week off after Thanksgiving due to obviously potential travel, family holidays, etc. So November 22nd to December 6th is off time. If you're looking for anything, if you want the coaches to do some sessions or a chat or whatever it might be, I know they'll be reaching out to do some parent and player assessments and that evaluation. So keep an eye out for that. Then we'll go 3 weeks into December. We know it may be chilly. It's all weather dependent. If it's below freezing, if it's really cold, if it's dangerous with snow, ice, we will not go. We will do virtual. But we're going to try to get out Monday or Tuesday, whatever your group is, for an hour. And then on the weekend, obviously during those times, during the day with a bit of sunlight, hopefully the weather will be decent and we'll get them out in their pods as well for that. So that's post-fall. We've never really done it this way. I hope it continues because it keeps the kids outside and we can play obviously bigger sided games. And in normal times, we'd be able to play like full blown scrimmages against each other and even other clubs. So something to just keep in mind as we move forward into the future. So our winter proposed, again, subject to change, but we will report back January 11th through the 17th. Again, given time after the holidays, hopefully if there is any cases, we're being as safe and as cautious as we possibly can. So January 11th through 17th will be virtual only, and I'll go through that in the next couple of slides. Then January 18th, we'll be back in person to proposed March 28th, indoor and outdoor practices. So we have indoor booked. You all have your schedules, 2 hours, 2 sessions, 1 hour, or 2 1-hour sessions per week between Monday and Thursday, some Monday and Friday. And then we're going to be outdoors at Hope Complex as much as we can, depending on the weather. If January, there's a good weather forecasted, we're getting outside. We'll wrap up and we'll go for it. And that will be like week to week. So, we ask for your patience and understanding with that. Obviously, we'll go later in March 28th. So March 29th to April 2nd will be majority of the spring breaks here in the city. People will travel. A lot of people may not travel. Who knows where we'll be? But that will be extra makeup if need be. And if everything goes smoothly, then we'll offer some other programming for those weeks for those people that are in town. And then April 5th, spring season starts, and hopefully we're back to normal. But again, who knows? All right, so January through March. So that 1 week, the virtual, again, when we rolled out in the spring, we know we did two Zoom sessions per week. We know the coaches, the players, it was a struggle to keep them motivated. You know, it was a lot going on. So we're being more creative. We're going to try and add in some new things. So between guest speakers, online training, we've got some really cool initiatives coming up that we're very excited about. Fitness sessions, webinars, game analysis, and more. But we will be kind of tweaking this, that it's not just going to be sitting with your team and with your coach. We will have that, but we want to broaden that. And we've been working on some really cool ideas that we're excited about for the new year. So stay tuned on that. Then obviously January 18th, back in person, indoors, 2 sessions a week, like I said, and outdoors, weekly decision. We'll just play that by ear. And like I said, hopefully we can get out on those weekends. We will have stricter protocols, max number of players per field I'll go through, and kind of just coming and going into the facilities, which I'll go through as well. And these are so important, and we must abide by all. Spring break, like we said, makeup if needed, and outdoor camps. Again, hoping the weather is good for us. The indoor locations, Bradley Fieldhouse, which was the Bradley Centre, which more the young players used last year. We're back in there with more field space, which you'll see in a second. Little Kickers, Bradley Place, and just a new facility we're using, Campbell Indoor. It's actually over by Windy City Fieldhouse, a turf area that we've attained for this year coming and for the future. Okay, Bradley Fieldhouse. You see your field 1, field 2, court 3, which is the basketball futsal court. So we'll be rotating through them. But on one given night, it'll be a max of 14 players per field. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry to say, it's not our rules, but no parents are allowed in any of the indoor facilities. We are going to look at trying to live stream it so you guys can watch. But again, we might not be every field, but we are going to look to use our video cameras so you guys can stream in from the parking lot or from home. Only 1 field per team. So again, being spread out, usually we'd have a lot more teams, which you guys know. And, moving into winter, it's a lot of individual development that we're working on. So Bradley Place, again, will be split up. Number 1 is those that have been there is the one on the other side of the glass. And then 2 and 3 will be split with the gap between. And again, we would have more teams, nearly 4 or 5 teams in here usually. So again, we're limiting it to 3 teams right now. Again, max 14 players per field. No parents allowed. In and out rotation, which I'll go over, and again, only 1 team per field. So field rotation and kind of players coming and going. This is going to be probably one of the hardest issues, especially if weather is bad. But with players coming and going, we're going to basically run through, and our coaches will do this with you, but coaches will bring their teams out individually outside, and then we're asking everyone else to stay in their cars until that coach waves you in, and it'll be kind of 1 team at a time. So it might take couple of weeks to get it going. The parking lot's not massive, so please, I'm putting in here parking lot etiquette. Please don't be rude, don't be obnoxious. Please try not show up too early. All right, let our guys get in and out as best we can, and we'll work through that as best we can. But there's 2 sides, or an entrance and an exit, obviously side by side. We are looking to see, can we use the exit door on field 1? And that might limit a lot of those issues as well. But please take care in the parking lot. Have a plan with your child, whether it's meeting them right out in front or on the cell phone as you pull up. I'm sure you guys are used to it with your school pickup. So please take that all into account. And again, no parents allowed in the facility at any time. And I want to just touch on, I did speak to Little Kickers today. And since March, since all this started, and I'm not saying that it's no risk, obviously we're being as cautious as possible, but it was kind of nice to hear from him that out of, 4 indoor facilities throughout Chicagoland, 75 coaches, and over 1,000 kids from March all the way through to now, they've only had 2 cases kids, and they've had 2 or 4 coaches. And still, obviously, it's too many, but I just want to let people know that the protocols that they've used, which is what we're doing, and masks on at all time, there hasn't been any major issues. So those that are really worried, which we are too, going indoors, I thought that was a little bit of kind of peace of mind in a way. But I know everyone's got their own kind of feelings on this, and we respect that completely. Supplemental program. So if you opt out of indoor, obviously we know how important this is to the kids. We've had some amazing emails from parents just saying how thankful and how much it's helped the kids, because this is their only outlet. So we do not want to take that away from them. So moving indoors and as much outdoors as we're going to do, we are going to have supplemental programming. So we will obviously be virtual. It's the best we can do. We'll have a team programming, 1 or 2 player home training centers. This is a really cool app that we're working on. And basically, we'll have a full library of videos that our own coaches and our own players are going to be recorded in the next couple of weeks. And we'll be able to send basically a complete workout. So 5 or 6 different skills, the repetitions, the whole workout. And we're going to be asking for accountability on the players to record themselves so we know that they've done it, and record any scores and things like that. We'll then do age-specific webinars. Our Adler Sports Performance sessions have been really, really good for our kids. They've been great for our coaches and myself as well. Take advantage of them one-on-ones, guys. A lot of you did it last year. It's brilliant. You can sit in on your own, or you can sit in with your child, or have them on their own. You can have a coach sit in with it, so make sure you feel safe with it. But these guys have done wonders, and we're very, very grateful for Adler. 1 bi-weekly game analysis session, whether it's on your own team, maybe an older team, or maybe a pro team. Different things that our coaches have been doing with our clubs as well. And then club-wide, we'll have a club-wide training session, whether it's a live Zoom or a recorded Zoom, to be able to be sent out once a week. And again, 1 weekly guest speaker that we're working on, pro players, motivation speakers, and people like that. And if any of you out there want to come on, you're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. If lockdown, hate to say that word, if it does come, we'll go back into Zoom or go back into the virtual world again. And again, we're trying to change it up and come up with new ideas. And again, if anyone's any other ideas, please let us know. But team programming, 1 team Zoom instead of 2, but then there'll be 1 to 2 player home learning centers. Again, putting the accountability on the players, which I think is really, really key, especially in these times. Age-specific webinars, again, Adler, game analysis, and then we'll have 2 club-wide training sessions where our coaches will do and run out live sessions out of HQ. And 1 bi-weekly guest speaker there as well. One thing that it was just kind of confirmed today, I haven't got it in here because it's not finalized, but we're going to be rolling out a really cool e-gaming piece. We've been working on that, and we're very excited for that too. So any of the kids out there, if you're big into FIFA, we'll have other games as well, but Fortnite and things like that. But we're really interested in creating a FIFA league, FIFA tournament. So get the new game, get cracking, get practicing. All right. So again, if lockdown goes into, if we go into lockdown due to state and city guidelines, we'll be 100% virtual. If the weather is nice enough, we will go outside. So if we are in lockdown from indoor facilities, again, it'll be virtual, but on weekends, we're going out if we can, if we're obviously allowed, but if the weather is nice as well. So that will again be a week by week decision. All right. Lastly, I want to thank our coaches. They have been absolutely amazing. And I think everybody can agree, and they've been working around the clock to ensure, everyone's safety, given the best sessions. It's been hard to stay motivated for them as well as the kids, but I want to thank them personally. The club wants to thank them, and I know you guys do. So we have had a lot of parents reach out to those coaches, and please, it's one thing I always ask, just send a little note to them, because it means the world. We sometimes get, negative emails and they affect us so much, and they probably shouldn't as much as they do, but that's because we care. But just to send them a nice thank you note tonight, please, once we're done here, jump on your email and just send them a quick note. And if there's any good stories out there that's maybe helped within your family dynamic or your kids dynamic, please share that. But they have been fantastic, so thank you again. Any questions? We'll get through that now, and then here's our obviously email through our directors and administration. So Heather, I'm on Facebook over here. I see Luke Kavanagh up the dubs. Absolutely. We may have a new Irish coach coming in to join me at long last. Louise Murphy, how are you? And Jessica Stone, hello from Oliver and Miles. How are we? Oh, St. Kevin's boys are in. How are we doing all the way back home? Thanks for joining. Right, Heather.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So we've got a couple of questions so far. When they're in Bradley, are only Chicago City players in there, or is baseball happening simultaneously? This is different every day. For some of the days we have the full facility. For a couple of the days we only have half of the facility. So we'll be working with Bradley Fieldhouse to ensure that we're all on the same page as like getting in of the place and getting out of the place. Like we'll make sure that that's set up way ahead of time.
Yeah.
Question. Yeah. I mean, that's it for now.
Oh wow! So we've ordered everything, answered everything. Wow.
We'll give everyone a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll give you a second, guys. Any questions whatsoever? And I know a lot of you have spoke to your coaches and that, but again, we're doing everything we possibly can to make sure that we can give you guys as much as we can. And again, we're open to any ideas that may help you, your family, you know, or your child. If it is more one-on-ones, I know some some parents have reached out for one-on-one sessions as well. I will also add this: if you're not aware of this, and it was kind of a proud moment when I found this out for us as an organization, but three of the biggest clubs in Chicagoland, which is the Fire Academy, Eclipse, and Soccers, all made the same decisions we did, which was not to go out of state and play games. I know we did trial it one weekend with our high school just to see how it was run. Obviously, we weren't overly happy with it, so we pulled away from that again. And I know we sent out survey for tournaments, but that was just in case we were able to play. So it was nice to see that those big organizations are on the same page as us. So if you think your kids are losing out, yes, I know they want to play, but some of the top clubs here in the city or in and around the city are on the same page as us with that. And there's a lot of clubs that have gone out of state. There's some clubs that are still playing in state, which they're not allowed, but they're getting away with it. But safety is number one for us. So again, appreciate everybody's support on this.
All right, here we go. We've got a couple questions coming in now.
Right.
Is there an option to opt out of the winter session, and will we be prorating?
To opt out of the winter session, I mean, we're going to be as flexible as we can. In terms of prorating, yes, it depends on the situation. Obviously, we can't sit here and go, we'll prorate everybody, but the idea is we will make up every single hour that was missed. And I hope that we proved that in the spring when we went into summer. So if you opt out of winter, right, it's roughly from January to thing, it's usually 24 hours is what we do in all your training and or midweek training. So we can add that in as we go in the future, whether that's spring, summer, next fall. But absolutely, we're not going to do anyone out of any money. All right. It's we've said that from day one. I've said that from day one. I've stood by it. We're not here to do that. It's, you know, we want it. We've got a lot of fixed costs within the club. We've got our coaches on salaries, facilities, etc. But if there's a case where, you know, you're really struggling financially, obviously come speak to us. We'll bring it to the board and we'll work with you. Absolutely.
Are we flexible in terms of what members sign up for instance, just the trainings, just the live programming and no virtual programming?
Repeat that again.
Are you flexible in terms of what we sign up for instance, just the trainings?
Yeah,
so like just the live programming. Yeah,
absolutely, guys. Listen, we're all in this together. There's no force now to do anything. You know, we're here for your kids. You know, we're doing the best that we can. Whatever you need, just, you know, just come to us, be open with us, and let's talk about it and figure it out for sure.
And like, I'll just add to that, as far as winter programming goes, like we're going to be indoors until they say that we can't. But the virtual programming is going to be running regardless. So that's open to everyone. It's not an extra cost for all of our members. That's just extra programming that they can tap into. Yes.
And to add to that, good point, was if we go into lockdown, we did in the spring, all the virtual stuff is complimentary. That's not been taken out of your hours, which I know people were confused last year. And again, we'll still make up those hours one way or another. That's what we have 2 weeks in that spring to do that. And again, guys, we'll even put on extra stuff. You know, we're going to do that. We're going to do everything we can.
Are there plans to jump into league games if it opens up, or will we stay into club for the duration over the winter?
Say that one again to start.
Are there plans to jump into league games if, let's say, the state opens up, or will we continue to play into club?
So right now we are still looking. We're working with a couple of facilities right now to potentially do an in-house, in our pods league, where we'd have obviously 4 teams per division, let's say, based off sign up. So we will be sending out a survey for that to see what the interest level is. And that will all be done in pods, etc. And that may be a futsal or it may be on turf. We have registered teams, 2 indoor leagues if they were to go ahead, which again, it's not looking like it. Some indoor facilities are trying to get around it by getting you sign up as an individual, and then they're doing the whole pods. We're not saying we're not allowing it, but we would recommend not doing it because obviously you put the rest of us at risk. But if the interest is there, we will run an in-house league. And then to answer your question in terms of outside leagues, we will not be doing anything unless it's approved. Which I hate to say it, and you guys, I'm the most positive person in the room most times. I just don't see it happening. So, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But we are registered for some leagues right now, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
If you were in a non-contact group now, will this continue?
Yes, we have non-contact options. Yes.
And that should be on the non-contact schedule that you're on right now. The winter schedule should be on there for January onwards. This isn't a question, but Amy Rosenhouse thanking us for being a fun and healthy outlet for the kids.
Thank you. It means the world. I appreciate it.
So if the weather...
I'm just going to add to that just with the indoor, we did say, and I'll repeat it, everyone is in face masks all the time.
So if the weather permits in the winter, is it only weekend games that are outdoors, or could the practices also be potentially outdoors?
Potentially midweek, but because obviously it's in the evenings, we expect it to be colder. So yes, if possible, but the weekends, obviously with the sunlight, daylight, we expect that we'll be able to do more. But yes, we have that as a backup as well. The coaches will love me after this winter.
Is there a plan for the goalkeepers to continue training over the winter as well?
Yeah, the typical Tuesday, Wednesday. Tom will be sorting that out for you guys, and he's also looking to add I believe Saturday and Sunday mornings out of the new ComEd, which is it's a high ceiling, brand new AC, beautiful facility. And we're looking to do that's in Pilsen. We're looking to do some extra goalkeeping there as well. So just finalizing all that stuff. It's been very difficult, as you guys can imagine, with facilities, the usual like park districts, etc. Even with some of them with the high school, because they're trying to plan those schedules, if that's going to happen for the boys. So bear with us, please.
Quick question on the chat. Will Villa win the Premier League?
I've been staying very quiet. We started off very well and we've dipped the last 2 games, but you know what? If we don't get relegated, that's a win in the league for me.
Don't worry, Blackburn Rovers will be up next year, so.
There you go. I do see over here on Facebook, my old boyhood club. I don't know, it might be Foxy that's on. Just saying, hope to get back to normal, and how different it is obviously in Dublin. I believe they're playing games full on out there. So thanks again for stopping in, guys. And he said hopefully we'll meet up soon for games for sure.
Couple questions in the chat. Do players have to wear uniforms during virtual sessions?
They don't have to, but we like to bring that professionalism to the organisation that they should. Obviously, if laundry day is a struggle, we understand, but we would rather they wear and all the team is in their gear. Yes.
Is there always a summer camp, or was that a special circumstance this year?
So it was a special circumstance, but because of the success of it and parents' feedback, we will definitely look to do it again. And typically, obviously, people go away, so it messes up the numbers, and obviously people weren't traveling this past summer. But yes, we're looking to go full blown, expecting that a lot of people will be here next summer again. We're going full blown program between Super Y. And if you were on last week's one, if not, it's on our YouTube channel. But there's a new league called Super I to compete with Super Y, because not every club can get into it like ourselves. So we will be offering that to those that don't do Super Y, especially the U8s through U10s who can't play Super Y on the league rules. So full-blown programming coming your way, summer 2021. Hopefully we're back to normal. Please, God. Cheers, Kevin. Hey, thumbs up from the edge. He's on Facebook.
Another question in the chat. What is the club stance on players playing for other teams in other leagues?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously can't stop you You can hide it from us all you want, but guys, at the end of the day, you're putting us all at risk. Please be smart about it. I know the kids want to play. We all want them to play. The coaches are buzzing to play games. But if you go and play in these extra leagues that aren't taking the same precautions, and that might be basketball, volleyball, I know the kids have those outlets for other sports, so we're not going to stop it. But if there's anything, like if maybe they're extra cautious when they come to our practice, so please don't put us all at risk. I beg you for that.
Is there any update on our new partnership with an English Premier League team? I seem to recall it was mentioned previously. Hope it's not Villa.
It's not Villa. Who asked that question? Bob Detman?
Nah, Paul Veal.
Oh, yeah. It's coming. The best part about this one is I've been speaking to them nearly a year now. So it was last January we started the conversations, and I'm making sure that it's the right fit, which I believe it is. The biggest component to it that I wanted to add in from our Bayern one was more community, more connectivity, more tangible experiences and opportunities. And we've been able to sit down and literally a blank canvas and been able to give all our kind of needs and, what we want from both sides of it as a community foundation, inner city, give back, that kind of piece, but then also the elite piece as well, which is similar. It'll be similar to Bayern Munich, but definitely a lot more tangible with academy coaches coming on to Zoom sessions with our kids and things like that. Curriculum will be like we're looking to kind of try and match up with their calendar. Obviously, there'll be a lot of differences in it, but we want to see, and because we'll be one of the only ones, we want to we'll really get that, I guess, tummy loving care a little bit, to say the least. But they're in the top 10 consistently. They're in Europe. I'll give you that, and that's all I'm giving you for now. Was Foxy on the back in Dublin? How are you?
Can you send us a list for recommendations for outside winter gear if we're trying to play outside as much as possible?
Yes, absolutely. We have some branded gear on our store, and we can start posting that in terms of hoodies, Under Armour, big coats, jackets. I learned from my friend Kev McVeigh playing golf with him. There's actually waterproof socks out there, and then someone told me there's heated socks out there. So there's loads of things out there to look at. But yeah, please don't send your kids without the right equipment on to these cold sessions, especially over the next couple of weeks.
Just a couple positive notes, just people thanking, saying that they're very appreciative of everything that's being done to keep them playing and interacting with other kids multiple times a week.
Thank you.
Someone's asking if there has been a registration link about Winter League. We have not sent anything as of now because we're still trying to figure out kind of what the situation is with Illinois and moving forwards, especially with the big increase in cases. So we're still kind of working on that, and as soon as we'll have it, we'll send it out to the club to kind of get numbers and see what people want this winter.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that, Heather. Guys, if you can reach out, it's probably easier to reach out to your coaches and just kind of let them know where you're at. Like, there's no judgment here. Just tell us, there's no way you're doing indoor. I'm doing a little bit of indoor. There's no way I'm doing games. I really want the in-house games. Just communicate so we get a good idea. And we will get the survey, but I know not everybody fills it out. So your feedback is so important for how we kind of move forward and navigate through these different things. So we're open ears.
When can we order new winter hats? We have a large inventory of winter hats in the office. They are going out daily, so we will send out a quick link tomorrow with the recap of this webinar, and you can click on that and order your hats.
Awesome. I want to say hello to Marion. He's over here on Facebook, one of our high school boys.
Should we continue to purchase the current team gear? I was under the impression that team uniforms may be changing.
Yeah, they have to change for next fall. So we won't get them until July, August of next year. So you'll wear them all the way through spring and into any summer programming as well.
As far as like the extra gear, like such as hoodies and winter jackets, they pretty much stay the same throughout the year. throughout the cycles, they're normally the same. So if you wanted to get a rain jacket or a winter jacket, then you can go ahead and order that. It's not going to change for the next cycle. The main change is the jerseys and the jacket and pants. They are pretty much the only changes moving forwards.
Yeah. And if there's, again, I know someone came to us a few years ago and said, can you do a blanket? And we did a blanket. So if there's other ideas there for any kind of apparel, let us know. Foxy, I'll bring some gear home to you when I'm back next. Help me get some city merch.
No more questions at the moment.
All right. Bang on 30 minutes. We're getting good at these.
I know. Getting more efficient.
Right.
I mean, yeah, this will be posted on YouTube right away. We'll send a recap tomorrow with the FAQs, winter hats, links, and yeah.
All right, guys, thank you very much. I know the Green Bay Packers are playing right now. Hopefully the Bears get a loss out of that one. I'm not going to mention what else is going on. I hope you guys stay safe, stay warm, and see you out there. Again, please reach out, any issues whatsoever. Thank you. Bye-bye.